and sustain it.
That truly is spectacular. I do think that the example of Sarnia is one that the collection of children's aid societies should take a closer look at.
In Sarnia's youth court, a local judge saw the impact. The number of cases involving kids in care dropped, she said. But Sarnia CAS has become a victim of its own success because its provincial funding is calculated in part by how many kids are in care. It's lost over $1 million from its annual budget.
Yeah, it's not a great feeling right now.
Putting the very prevention work which enabled its success at risk.
Funding model that is completely misaligned with the outcomes that you want to see.
Ontario's Ministry of Children claims its funding model provides full financial flexibility. But Dawn says with fewer kids in care, there's still less money overall. Despite this, she's unwavering in her commitment to do things differently. And to keep families like the Kralls. Carolyn Jarvis, Global News, Sarnia.
Tomorrow, Carolyn Jarvis takes us to the North Shore of Lake Huron, where an Indigenous organization is reviving its culture and bringing its children home. Still ahead, the search for a Canadian woman missing in Iran for over a year.
My daughter loves reading. It's like her happy place. It turns out this is something she shares with her great aunt, Florence Morell. Books were Florence's happy place too. I discovered on Ancestry that Florence had a book published before she came to Canada. Once she settled here, she became a teacher and was able to keep sharing her stories with her students. Get to know your family story. Get started for free at ancestry.ca.
Dust off your hammer, because Home Hardware's Built for Savings sale is here.
To 20% on American Standard toilets and save 20% on Moen faucets. Sale ends Wednesday at Home Hardware and Building Centers. Here's how.
A mystery.
Jessie loves playing detective.
But the real mystery was your irritated skin. So we switched to Tide Pods Free and Gentle. It cleans better and doesn't leave behind irritating residues.
And it's gentle on her skin.
Case closed.
It's got to be Tide.
Your average weekly shop costs less at Walmart than at any other major grocery. We save you time and money by price checking thousands of items, so you don't have to.
You hear that, Jerry? We can stop now.
You can?
You want me to do a jingle?
Oh, it's not a jingle. One hit for Uber One.
One hit?
Uber One saves you forever as an easy.
Okay, Donna.
Your milkshakes cost way less than before this membership.
That's cool. What else we got?
How does the fox save?
Oh, don't do that.
Uber One. Uber saves me way more. Uber One.
So, what should we do tonight?
Pick a card.
A great night is always in the cards with BCLC and Casinos BC.
With Downy Infusions, let the scent set the mood. Feel the difference with Downy.
A new round of protests in France, the largest yet over the government's plans to increase the retirement age from 62 to 64. Demonstrators set fire to garbage cans, smashed cars, and blocked fuel deliveries at French refineries. Today marked these strikes and protests since mid-January. Unions are vowing to bring the country to a standstill with rolling strikes unless the controversial pension reforms are axed. A family in British Columbia is speaking out about the disappearance of a Canadian woman in Iran. The 35-year-old vanished after arriving in Tehran nearly a year and a half ago. Her family believes she's been detained but have no proof. They're concerned the Canadian government is enough to help track her down. Nagar Moshahedi has this Global News exclusive.
A tearful plea for help.
a father desperate to find his missing daughter. 35-year-old Canadian-Iranian from Metro Vancouver, Behnush Bahraminian, has been missing in Iran for nearly a year and a half. Her family believes she has been detained. There's no record of her arrest or of any charges, but the family says 2 sources in Iran allege super threats to national security.
فوق‌العاده مهربون بود. 15 ماه میدونم ایرانه. نه صداشو شنیدم ندیدمش.
She left for Iran with her partner, Matthew Safari, in November of 2021. Her parents say the couple had plans to travel to the Persian Gulf island of Kish. They were in constant contact with her, but since landing in Tehran, nothing. Global News reached out to Foreign Affairs Minister Melanie Joly's office, which referred the question to officials at Global Affairs Canada. Said they are aware and are gathering further information to provide consular assistance. The family notified Global Affairs of Behnush's mysterious disappearance last year. In recorded phone conversations, Global Affairs confirms they didn't act after they were made aware she had disappeared in Iran. When a family representative asked why, they said they were waiting for a callback that never happened, a policy, the family says, makes no sense.
When you know a Canadian citizen is being detained in another country and she's been missing, why you didn't call the family and why there was no phone call, no follow-up?
It's getting sensitive, okay? We'll just take the time to speak to the person.
Well, you have taken your time.
The last message the family received from Behnush was a text she sent to her brother Mohammed on November the 5th, 2021. She wrote, "I'm not in Turkey," with a photo of what her family says is the hotel the couple stayed at during their layover in Istanbul. Behnush's boarding pass shows her as being on Turkish Airlines Flight 76 from Vancouver to Istanbul on November the 4th, on Flight 872 on November the 6th. But the Imam Khomeini Airport Police Authority provided a document to the Bahraminians saying Behnush was seen at the airport in Tehran on November the 9th. It's unclear what happened between November the 6th and 9th at the airport.
I help her with the renovation.
Standing in the now abandoned downtown Vancouver apartment of his sister, Mohammed feels sadness surrounded by Behnush's presence.
All these things around here, it just reminds me of her. And the fact that after 15 months they don't tell us what has happened, it just shows me that she hasn't done anything.
Negar Moshahedi, Global News.
The fight for rights next, how Canadians are trying to help Afghan women and girls keep learning.
My whole life was based on a lie.
The house just isn't the same when
You'll know.
get dressed and buckle up, boo.
I'm walking away with the crown.
Will is reverting back to his old ways.
Let's go.
I wish to create a legacy where we are represented. I'm trying to get to the next level. Principles.
I have anxiety trying to fit into this Bel Air bubble.
You got any Jeffrey wisdom?
None that you want to hear.
Bel Air. New season premieres Monday, March 20th. Only on Showcase.
A new era of exploration has begun.
Venture to new worlds in a world of comfort. Introduce 23 Outback.
When a full moon is at its closest point to Earth, you'll bear witness to a supermoon.
There's so much character here.
Think we should get a home inspection?
Oh, yeah.
What's it look like I'm doing? How's this talk, son? You just have to listen. Yep. She's opening up all her little secrets.
Did he bring that cup from home?
Do you need a glass? Get a glass.
RE/MAX agents don't dad-splain. They explain with exactly the advice you need during one of life's biggest decisions from Canada's most experienced agents.
Oof, gotta get rid of this.
Tell me why.
Because it stinks.
Tell me why.
I don't know, I've washed it so many times.
Tell me why.
No, you tell me why I can't get rid of this odor.
Have you tried new Downy Rinse and Refresh?
It doesn't just cover up odors, it helps remove them 3 times better than detergent alone.
I guess the...
Nope. That's not us.
Rinse odor away with new Downy Rinse and Refresh.
more than just beautiful dance. It's a touch of the divine. More than just legends. It's the beautiful culture and wisdom of China before communism. More than just a performance. It's an experience that awakens the soul. Returning to Queen Elizabeth Theater from March 21st to the 20th at shenyun.com.
Marcia Gay Harden and Skylar Austin.
We're here to help you.
So Help Me Todd. All new Thursday at 9 Eastern on Global.
Since the West retreated from Afghanistan and the Taliban took power again, life has slowly descended into the dark ages. According to the United Nations, 8 million Afghans now in need of humanitarian aid. More than half are women and children. There are multiple violations of human rights and fundamental freedoms, including banning women from university and girls from secondary schools. Turia Isri and Shagofa Danish explain how Canadian aid agencies are working to reach them and help them.
Fighting cases at the courthouse in Kabul, the dream job for law students like Farah Mars. Instead, she spends her days fighting the Taliban, and at great personal risk.
My everything, my work, my freedom.
She was preparing for her final exam when the edict came down, barring women from going to university. Farah Mars is not her real name. Global News is protecting her identity out of fear for her life. The Taliban has threatened her before for protesting against what human rights organizations call a gender apartheid.
They said to us, if you participated again in these programs,
that crackdown has forced education advocates to change their strategy.
How are you reaching these women and girls?
Women are accessing the program online. We also have a digital library of learning materials, and we see usage in the tens of thousands every month, downloads from inside Afghanistan.
The organization Canadian Women for Afghan Women is connecting with female students directly in their homes through online learning. But reliable internet and power can be hard to come by. That's why the aid agency wants to approve student visas faster so that Afghan women can continue their education here. But the organization says many applications are being denied.
The reason that they're given is that it's suspected that they have what's called dual intent, that they're not in fact coming for a short-term study period to do their degree and go home, but that they want to permanently relocate.
The federal government has committed to relocating 40,000 Afghan refugees. But there are concerns Canada and the world are not moving quickly enough.
We are over 500 days since girls in Afghanistan can go to school. That is abhorrent. That is an abhorrent stain on our global community.
Are you hopeful for your future?
Currently, situation, there is no any hope to have a better situation.
A deteriorating situation, depriving women of the right to an education. Turia Isri, Global News, Ottawa.
And tomorrow we'll tell you about the danger women journalists in Afghanistan face doing their jobs and the calls for Canada to bring more of them to safety. That is Global National for this Tuesday. I'm Donna Friesen. Tonight's Your Canada is a snowy shot of the Bank Street Bridge over Ottawa's Rideau Canal. We'd love to see Your Canada. Please email it to viewers@globalnational.com. And thanks for watching. Hope to see you here again tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Memories of a woman who disappeared.
Sometimes I sleep on this and it reminds me of her.
Family and friends wonder what happened to their loved one who went to Iran and vanished. The rise of hate.
We must confront what we've experienced during this pandemic and take action now to prevent it from happening again.
A new report slams the government for not doing more to fight racism during the COVID crisis. Plus, upgrading food security.
Farmers and ranchers believe that agriculture must be a non-negotiable priority for government.
What the province just did to make sure shelves stay stocked, even during natural disasters.
You're watching Global BC. This is Global News Hour at 6.
Good evening, and thanks for joining us. Sophie and Chris are off tonight. A Metro Vancouver couple is heartbroken and speaking out because has been missing in Iran for more than 15 months. There is no record of her arrest or any charges, but the family believes the 35-year-old woman is being detained. Negar Moshtahedi has more on this Global News exclusive.
A tearful plea for help. A father desperate to find his missing daughter. 35-year-old Canadian-Iranian from Metro Vancouver, Behnush Bahraminian, has been missing in Iran for nearly a year and a half. Her family believes she has been detained. There's no record of her arrest or of any charges, but the family says two sources in Iran allege she's being held on super threats to national security.
15 ماه میدونم ایرانه نه صداش ندیدمش.
She left for Iran with her partner, Matthew Safari, also known as Majid, in November of 2021. Her parents say the couple had plans to travel to the Persian Gulf island of Kish. They were in constant contact with her, but since landing in Tehran, nothing. Matthew, also Canadian-Iranian from BC, allegedly promised to buy this apartment on the island. But calls made to Royal Box Construction Group show he never did anything. Behnush's family also doesn't know of Matthew's whereabouts either.
میدونم که گرفتاره.
Global News reached out to Foreign Affairs Minister Melanie Joly's office, which referred the question to officials at Global Affairs Canada. They said they are aware and are gathering further information to provide consular assistance. The family notified Global Affairs of Behnush's mysterious disappearance last year. In recorded Global Affairs confirms that contact did occur and also confirms they didn't act after they were made aware she had disappeared in Iran. When a family representative asked why, they said they were waiting for a callback that never happened. A policy, the family says, makes no sense.
When you know a Canadian citizen is being detained in another country and she's been missing, why you didn't call the family and why there was no phone call, no work?
Good question, sir. I will check and get back to you.
No, you were on your computer yesterday. When I was talking to you, you said I can check the computer, and then you didn't give me a clear answer. This is my second follow-up.
It's getting sensitive, okay? We'll just take the time to speak to the person.
Well, you have taken your time. Hold on a second. No. I don't accept that. You guys were just sitting around and you didn't do your job. And now you're just looking for excuses.
بهنوش یه سیتیزن کاناداه. باید کار دختر منو دنبال کنه.
The last message the family received from Behnush was a text she sent to her brother Mohammed on November the 5th, 2021. She wrote, "I'm not in Turkey," with a photo of what her family says is the hotel the couple stayed at during their layover in Istanbul. Behnush's boarding pass shows her as being on Turkish Airlines Flight 76 from Vancouver to Istanbul on November the 4th, landing in Tehran on Flight 872 on November the 6th. But the Imam Khomeini Airport Police Authority documented the Bahraminians saying Behnush was seen at the airport in Tehran on November the 9th. It's unclear what happened between November the 6th and 9th at the airport.
I help her with the renovation.
Standing in the now abandoned downtown Vancouver apartment of his sister, Mohammed feels sadness surrounded by Behnush's presence.
All these things around here, it just reminds me of her. I always look at her bed. It's not there. It's very difficult. It's very difficult.
Her family says Behnush loved life. They say she was not a political person and was a manager at a West Vancouver spa.
And the fact that after 15 months they don't tell us what has happened, it just shows me that she hasn't done anything. Because if she did something, she should have told. I wish I could go 1 year before, so I could tell my sister not to go to Iran.
Life for the Bahraminians has been put on hold. An open wound, they say, that just won't heal until they bring Behnush back home.
کمکمون کنن
بفهمیم وضعیت دخترم چیه. آخه به چه دلیلی 1 و 15 ماه نگه دارید و هیچ اطلاعی به خانواده‌اش ندید.
Nagar Shahedi, Global News.
The Combined Forces Special Enforcement Unit is carrying out multiple raids on the Lower Mainland. Today, officers were seen executing a search warrant at a North Vancouver home near West Queens Road and Woodbine Drive. The CFSEU says it was one of several raids in the region as part of a fire